Hi there, it's Kelly Resendez, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk all things abundance mindset and world positive leadership. So we are digging in today to judgment. And I'm going to tell you right now, this will change your life if you really get this message. One of the greatest abundance blocks that we have, which means this stops us from getting this level of abundance where we feel like we are the creator of our own reality, that we are magnetized to possibility, is judgment. And so if we can eliminate judgment, you will increase joy. You will increase your wealth, the amount of love, the amount of time and energy and resources that you have in your life. So listen closely. So the first thing that I would tell you is that we want to stop judging other people and ourselves. Now, I know it's not that easy. You're probably thinking, well, yeah, I would love to do that. Most of us don't even realize how much we judge other people and ourselves. So we've got to really dig in so that you can understand how to take some actionable steps to being able to do this. So what is judgment? Judgment is just being critical or focusing on the negative of someone else or yourself. And so let's start with yourself. Judgment for yourself might be this inner critic that shows up and just says, why'd you do that? Or what were you thinking? Why did you say that to them? You didn't make the right decision. Why'd you go out last night and drink 6 pitchers of margaritas and now you feel like crap? Whatever it is, you shouldn't do that. But any of that judgment that shows up in your life where you are looking at your life anything other than a giant lesson. You know, one of the ways that I try to experience life is just, I'm always learning, I'm always growing, and I'm always making mistakes that I can improve on, but I don't judge myself for making them. Now, I might have thoughts that show up that are a little judgy of myself, but I can normally pretty quickly overcome those things. So judgment of self is one big piece. Judgment of others is where we spend a lot of ridiculous amounts of time, whether it's looking at somebody that walks into Starbucks and criticizing their outfit, or wondering why your kids or your parents are making the decisions that they do. We are focused on what other people are doing in their life, and it will absolutely just eliminate the amount of abundance that you can attract by doing it. So when we see and notice ourselves judging other people, it's a great indicator that we aren't on the right track yet, and that we can take some steps to be able to eliminate judgment once and for all. So the first thing that we want to do to eliminate judgment is just become aware of it. And I kind of call this a judgment audit that we want to do. Just start to watch yourself throughout the day. Like, watch yourself, you know, as you drive. How are you judging other people for how they drive? Are you judging other people once you get to the office? Did they drink too many cups of coffee? Are they wearing the wrong shoes? Did they not do something right? Like, when we start to focus on other people, it will give us an awareness that we are judging a lot. So just notice, like, just throughout the day, like the things that you are judging other people. So again, this is just a judgment audit. Like, try to maybe put yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. You know, if I'm a 10, I'm constantly judging other people. Why'd my kid do that? Why'd they say that? They could do this better. You know, I have an elderly dad. Holy moly, this has been my greatest lesson in life, is trying not to judge him for some of the ridiculous choices that he makes. But that's the first thing that I do, is do a judgment audit. The second thing that I really do is I start to pause. And so what does this look like? The moment that I feel it, like, coming up, that I'm noticing the judgment, you know, I just take a deep breath and I really just look at clearing this out, like really clearing and transmuting the judgment out so that I don't judge. Now, what I know is that these are habitual things. Like, my parents, I love them. They judged everything, like for how people drove, the decisions that they made. It was constantly this, you know, just barrage of judgment. And so it was a bit of a habit for me just to look at what other people were doing. And so I just give myself a pause now before I judge. Like, why am I focused on all of these other people? And it's their business. It's not my business. And then the third thing with judgment that I really look at is I overwrite it. And so I'll overwrite it with something positive. Like, I really will just try, like, you know what, instead of criticizing for something, I will celebrate the fact that they are an outrageous, authentic, unique dresser, where before I might have been like, oh my gosh, how on earth could they be wearing this? I'll tell you, being a mom and seeing the number of kids wearing pajamas all the time now, I'm like, when did it become okay to wear pajamas to the airport or school? And I noticed myself, like, the first thing I wanted to judge it. And then as I think about it, I'm like, dang, if I really wanted to, be honest with myself, I wish I could wear pajamas all the time. And so I will really try to turn something and celebrate. So that's kind of the process that I go through to eliminate judgment and just clear and transmute it. And maybe you do write down the judgment and then cross it out and replace it with something. But the deeper level is, why do we judge? And this is something that really has changed the way that I probably filter life, is that I realized that judging other people was just a radical distraction for needing to focus on what I needed to do. And I also started to see that it was just a projection of a lot of what I was going through. So if I noticed somebody not working as hard, I would ask myself, am I working as hard? When my kids played sports, I think we all, like, the minute they come off the field, like, did you do your best? Did you do your best today? As if we expected that from them. And then if I was honest with myself, I wasn't doing my best in life. I wasn't doing, all the things that I really wanted to. And so I use judgment as really a reflection of the things that I need to get honest with myself. So if I notice myself judging someone else, then I can really pull it back in and start to just say, okay, am I projecting or am I distracting? Those are the two things that I've noticed that it does for me. It really just, I can project the things that I need to work on onto other people, and that's where I judge them, or I can just distract myself. It is so much easier to pay attention to all the things that everyone else could be doing differently, rather than looking at my own life and saying, am I doing everything that I really want? Have I really grown and put the energy and effort into those areas that I know are going to help me reach more people? My purpose in my life is just to boldly help people increase joy and reduce self-suffering and spread this message of abundance and world positivity. And when I'm honest with myself, I can fall short in those areas because I'm spending so much time looking at what other people could be doing differently. So they are lessons. Judgment is a gift. When you notice yourself, judging other people, just pause long enough to be able to evaluate it and say, am I really projecting? Am I distracting? What can I do different? And then really just clear and transmute that judgment and replace it with something positive. And I will tell you, when you get to this place where you stop judging, it opens up this absolute amazing level of abundance that you can't imagine. Like, you will become way more authentic. You will become much more present, which is what we all want. You will get to this place where you don't waste time and energy focused on other people's business. And you just get to this place of just radical, awareness that every day we get an opportunity to be the best version of ourselves, and judging other people is just a distraction from that. So if you liked this message and you want to stop judging, or maybe a big judger out there and you want to make sure they watch this video, feel free to share it. And we look forward to seeing you on the next show.